Okay, I'm back. Guys, apologize. My machine, I don't know what it was doing. Hopefully, you can hear me. We're going to really get into it really quickly. I'm looking at, uh, oh, give me a second, please. I'm looking at a GU cell, just so you know. I'm looking at a GU cell, and I'm having some technicals. Looking at a GU cell, guys. All right, I'm looking in the market here. I've already been in the market selling this market. It's in a strange place. We did have a range drawn out, but we had some manipulation with this wick previously. The range was previously this space here. You can hear my alerts going. And I am looking for a sell on GU. It goes down below the level, but I'll show it to you in a minute properly. Let's just get rid of some of this, just clean it up. All right, so if we zoom out, you know I'm bearish on GU, okay? GU has been breaking structure, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows-ish, and then lower highs-ish. We've had this wick manipulation. So the market's kind of been a little bit in here if you really want to be discerning. A little bit in here, and that liquidity was kind of maybe grabbed by a little wick up, okay? You can see I've got some Asian session high, Asian session low. Let's go and try and clean up some other bits and pieces so it's not too much of a mess. We've got an imbalance here that I've identified. I'm not going to get rid of that. I'll get rid of this. I'll get rid of this. We can get rid of some of these things in here. All right, so if we drop our time frame, we can see that this market's in here now. I really want to take this trade down from this green line, and I want to see it break outside of this structure here and start pushing down towards, this green line in an ideal scenario, okay? Whether we're going to get there is something else. However, I did take a sell. I was in a sell down, pushing into this area here, and I'm concerned about a potential retracement. You can see a 15-minute imbalance. Okay, we can see a 15-minute imbalance here. This is a 15-minute imbalance that this market might decide it wants to come a wick back into. When I say imbalance, other people call them fair value gaps, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't really mean anything to me. Words, all right? It's an imbalance in the market here on a 15-minute time frame. This 15-minute candle closes in 3 minutes. I was looking at this here as a indication, a little bit of a correction that tapped a little bit into this 15-minute imbalance, but hasn't closed it. But we haven't got a 5-minute close below this level. So we've got 2 minutes and 45 seconds for this candle to close. I'm going to place an alert right underneath here, letting me know if markets do push down below. But ultimately, this market might come back in here. I'd prefer it did. Let me not have that concern about it coming in back up into here, showing me that it wants to push down. All right. I'd prefer to have it just do that. So I'm waiting to see if the market's going to do that. We can see even slightly larger imbalances as well. If I go to for example, my hour time frame, in 15 minutes or 18 minutes, we'll have quite a large imbalance here that might want to be filled. All right, so those are some quite substantial concerns in regards to the market. I'm also going to go here and I'm going to look at what's happening today from an action perspective. From an action perspective, we're getting a lot of Euro news, red folder news. We've got Euro employment news coming out in 16 minutes. We've got stuff coming out at 10 o'clock. Lots of Euro news. And we've even got Fed Powell, all right, speaking today at 2:30, all right? So this is going to have a definite effect on the markets. So be careful, all right? Be careful, see what's going on, all right? So on a 5-minute time frame, although I would hit the button based upon my strategies, this close below here, I would hit the button, but I don't really, I'll hit the button and I can take into consideration that imbalance. So like this, I can take that imbalance into consideration with my spread also times 2. Let's have a look on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, I can take that into consideration. That's still only 12 pips. Maybe I'll just round up to 15 just to be safe, not sorry. Okay. But at the moment, if I look on the hour time frame, it's more so the concern is that hour imbalance. that our imbalance is, you know, maybe realized within the next 15 minutes, may decide they wants to go and close it. All right. So we're watching this. I've got my alert below here, and also going to pop an alert above here. Now, a market that moves similar, it has been moving similar. 1 second. 1 second, guys. 1 second. A market that has been moving similar, I've had my eye on, is also, you know, EJ. All right. I'm gonna duplicate this tab out. Is EJ. All right. EJ looks like it's at the top in the premium, and it may be turning around. We really want to see it break some nice structure, give us a nice indication, a nice correction. Have a look at EJ. All right. Okay, and we have got some indications, corrections, and some continuations in here, to be fair. And we've broken outside of that Asian law. We are getting some Euro news coming up also. You should also have your calculators out all the time, all right? Unless you know your lot size is off by heart in your mind, you should always have your calculators to hand. Always, all right? Because without your calculators, you are just gambling when you hit the button in regards to your lot size. You don't know what your lot sizes should be, all right? And that's no good. You want it to be the case that you always have managed risk. You always know what your lot sizes should be, all right? If not, like I said to you, you are just in a space whereby you are gambling. Yeah, you're just taking a punt. Oh yeah, I think it should be this. Oh yeah, I think I'll do this. That's not good enough, okay? What you need to do is be able to quantify and manage your risk, okay? I'm just doing some management here. So if we can have a look over here, I'm still having a look at it. I'm still waiting to see, because the market could decide to have a reaction up in here, closing this 15-minute imbalance for sure. And like I said, in the next 14 minutes now, the concern is this big 1 hour imbalance. All right, let me identify. I can't quite identify it yet because the candle hasn't closed, but it's looking like it's going to be at least something like this. I doubt it's going to wick back there substantially. This is going to be all imbalance and a big gaping wound, yeah, that we're going to be concerned about. Okay, so that's that. Also looking at EJ, and like I said, the reason why I'm looking at EJ from the same perspective is because, in my opinion, all right, have a look. In my opinion, EJ is in a premium here. This is a premium level. All right, it would be counter trend of this market being very bullish and pushing up. Yeah, but there is a possibility that this market wants to trade from premium to discount. Even if it actually wants to continue pushing up a little piece, we might see the retracement, yeah, or some sort of sideways kind of action to getting towards this area here, yeah, this discounted area. Okay, now I based upon the lines that I've drawn, that yellow line is a little bit far away, but let's have a look at how I've drawn it.
Motion detected.
Yeah, I mean, there are some concerns here in regards to how it's been drawn. It could be drawn better. All right, we can see it's in this narrow range. The market came up here, came down here in this bit of a narrow range at the moment. The market might still decide it wants to push up into these levels. It's just in a bit of a narrow range at the moment. Okay, but we are watching it and we are trading what we see. We see that market, indicate, correct, and continue in regards to how it decides to break the structure. Look, have a look at on the hour time frame. We're breaking. We're not really breaking structure. I was about to say that. Look, this would be our last low on our time frame before the highest point over here. So we're still trading kind of within that range. All right, we are still trading within that range, that high and that low. Okay, but the market here we can see has had a nice push down, breaking some of this minor structure within this range. So from this little premium of this consolidation, the market's pushed down into a discount. So now is the concern. The concern is, now is this market going to push all the way back up to the top in here, or is now this market going to come and close some of these imbalances? We can see one in here. Let's have a look. We can see one in here. We can see one that's just happened in here, essentially, between where that candle opened up. On an hour time frame, like I said, we've got this bigger concern all the way up this whole level, all right? But that's in the next 10 minutes. Just going back to GU, have a look. We didn't get that closure. Okay? This is what keeps us so safe. This is why our strategy is so robust, is because we wait for what we wait for. We didn't get a closure below this level, so nobody's in. Nobody's money's in the market, our money's in our pocket. That's why we wait for closures of candles. Yeah, we potentially thought this could have been an indication below some structure, all right? Breaking down here, could have been a little correction, all right? And this market could have decided it wanted to continue down here, but it hasn't closed. So we're not in the market. Now, if it did continue down here, we'd be concerned about the imbalances, but based upon our strategy, we could potentially execute that trade. But at the moment, the market hasn't closed, so we're calm. Money's still in our pockets, all right? Let's go and have a look. Have I got my alerts in here? Let me place some alerts in EJ so we can use this screen and go and look at some other pairs. I'm going to pop an alert over here, EJ, add an alert, crossing up, and then I'm going to add an alert down here, and it's crossing down, all right? Crossing down. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to look at JER30. All right, which is the DAX, okay? And let's see what it's doing, okay? We're gonna zoom all the way out and have a look and see what's happening. Let's just reset this and see what's happening. So we can see, obviously we've got some lines in it before of what we're teaching from yesterday. We can get rid of some of these bits and pieces, but we can see that the DAX is pushed up into a level here, okay? If we were to draw our range a bit better, because our ranges I've been drawing them a bit poorly. Let's just start again. Okay, let's start again. So this is the weekly. It's the weekly chart. This is COVID. Okay. Now we can start going back before that, but we don't need to. I'm going to draw a line taking COVID into consideration, which looks like this-ish. Okay. And I'm also going to start drawing, just doing this. And these are just guides. All right. So I'm going to pop a top end also, like so. And therefore, is there a possibility that this market has pushed up into this level and now it wants to turn around? So from this premium could come down to a discount. I think there's definitely a possibility of that. And the market looks like it's having some sort of reaction. We've pushed up here to this highest point. All right. And the markets came all the way down here, close to these equal lows. Yeah, close to these lows over here. But here's the low, really, if you really want to go there. So that market is we're still kind of in this little area in here. All right, we are still kind of in this area right here, which ultimately for me is like in the middle of a range, a little piece, which I'm not overly happy with, but on a much, much bigger time frame. When we drop down to our 4 hour, we can see how this market has come from up here and, has been making, some lower highs. Yeah, it's been making some lower highs and has been making some lower lows, okay? And then if we put in this market saying this was doing something in here, narrow range, and then we pushed out of that range, then we pushed back all the way to the top of that range. Whether we had a little bit of an energy like this, all right? I'm gonna make it a slightly different color so we can see. Like so. And at the moment, this is where we're at. We're in a discount of this push, but we might have already tapped into the premium and want to get down here. Now, I wouldn't be in a rush right now to just hit the button on this. I think that potentially, obviously, we've got news coming out in 6 minutes. I'm thinking to myself, we might get this market pushing back up into this level. Even if it wants to go down, we might see a push up first. Have a look. We might see a push up first into this level here before the market decides to break outside of this range. Okay. And this news is happening in 6 minutes. So on a 50-minute time frame, we're down at the bottom of this range in a discount. And it might not decide to come back down. It might just decide to keep bursting up. All right. And the 5-minute time frame, we can see here, we're in this little energy in here. Let me try and make this a little level. That doesn't need to be there. Let's go and have a look what's going on over here. See how the market looks like it's trying to turn the boat, as I like to say. Yeah, the market was coming down here at a great angle, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And at the moment here, we've made it ever so slightly higher high, and they're tapping back down now into this candlestick zone. I'm on a very small time frame, but I'm just doing it so we can see the structure. Is this news in a minute coming out going to propel this market in one direction or another is the question. Yeah, because we're still making higher lows, higher highs is an equal low at the moment. All right, so maybe there could be some, or a relatively equal low. All right, maybe there could be some, liquidity below there that the market wants to take first, and then shoot in the opposite direction. Who knows? That news is happening in 4 minutes. Unemployment rate. The consensus is going to be 6.9. If this is way off the consensus, we may see some volatility. If not, this has already been priced in, and maybe that push down has been priced in because the market wants to whip back up. Who knows? All right, but we're watching it here. I'm going to pop a little alert in here. I'm also going to identify what kind of, we've got no type of indication, anything like that, guys, what this market wants to do at the moment. We have nothing. All right, so just watching it. I'm just looking over here on my calculator. So I always want to know exactly what lot sizes should be for what pairs. So on my calculator off screen, you guys can't quite see it, is I'm just pulling up that JER 30 and trying to identify what would be a lot size. I don't actively, I'm always trading JER 30. I do sometimes, but not all the time. All right, so just watching it at the moment, and I can see what it would be, which has helped me straight away. And I'm just watching it. So we're gonna go have a look at, we're gonna wait for this news to land. News is landing in the next couple of minutes. Remember, this session today is not gonna be too long. So I do have to fly. I have an early meeting today, so I do apologize. It's power session, and we're gonna be finishing up pretty shortly. Just after that news comes out, then we'll make a decision of what we what's to do. So the news is coming out in the next 3 minutes, and you can see this market is in here in this little box. This is the DAX, heavily influenced by Euro news, coming out in 3 minutes. All right, so we are watching. Our EJ is pushing up also. Let's go and have a quick look at EJ. Got 2 minutes to look at EJ and see what's happening. And 2 minutes to look at EJ, see what's happening. Euro JPY is crossing up, I just said. I can't remember how I marked that up. Okay, I do know, I recall. Level. And this JER 30 is also crossing up. I actually think that we may have some real activity happening as this news comes out. Probably bullish first, even if the market wants to go bearish. Probably get it like we're going to get a bullish push first, all right? But the market might come and grab some liquidity first. But we're not going to trade it. We're just going to watch it and see how we may be able to take advantage of it. Let's have a look. Got a minute left, minute and a bit left. Let's have a look. A minute and a bit left to see if this unemployment rate has any impact. Remember, we do have CPI and other news coming out today also, so we might see nothing happen. All right, we might see nothing happen. Okay, but we're watching. All right, we're watching to see whether or not there's, a wick going to appear from nowhere to try and grab some of the liquidity below here, or whether nothing occurs. All right. We are watching, we are having a look. We've got 20 seconds. Let's see what happens in the next 20 seconds. Watching. Watching patiently, just having a look. Maybe, like I said to you, nothing will happen because it's been priced in already. They predicted 6.9. If it comes up at 6.9, let's have a look. I do think we're going to get that bullish push. We're watching it. Saying 44 seconds, 41 seconds. Let's see what happens. May also affect our euro, which pushed up to this level. Okay, so we might see it dump off first, maybe. Yeah, grab that liquidity and might push in opposite direction. Either way, we are watching. Got about 20 seconds left. 20 seconds. Let's have a look. Maybe we'll get some excitement or maybe not, okay? Just watching to see if the fundamentals affects our charts. Watching it. And 5 seconds. Let's see. Let us see. Waiting for the news to land. It's probably calculated now. They're releasing that information. I should really try and pull it up on a separate screen. See how it's loading over here. Loading over here. EJ. So at the moment, on a smaller time frame, this is the 1 minute time frame. We've seen the market pushing down here. We've seen a wick. We've seen a little 1 minute break of structure above this little level in here. Is this indicating to continue right now, push up, or not? We shall see. We shall see. We're going to give it another couple minutes to see whether or not we're going to get a closure above here, or is the market going to push down here first? If we do get a closure above here, it might be a great opportunity to maybe steal a cheeky little trade bullishly. Yeah, steal a cheeky little trade bullishly. Maybe, baby. All right. Watching it. Seeing what's happening. Our EJ is pushing up. All right. Remember what we said about the EJ? We said there's a big 1 hour imbalance. When that candle closes, there was a big hour imbalance and a small imbalance. The same with GU. Have a look. This is what we said our concern was, this 15-minute imbalance and also this hour imbalance, which this market is coming into and closing. Let me get rid of this little square here. All right. So it's coming and it's closed up the 15-minute. It's at the top of the 15-minute, but looking at this potential area in this hour imbalance, which is up in here, between here and here. But this market can decide it also wants to come and close that area. All right. And that's perfectly fine. It's exactly what we accounted for. And just looking at that GFA, we've had it wick up here. Didn't close above this little structure over here. Didn't close above it. And now we're getting it pushing all the way down. Does it want to come and grab this liquidity or not? This is where the patience comes involved. This is where we're reading the candles to see what we want to do. You need to remember where we are on the bigger picture. On the bigger picture, this year 30 is ultimately, tapped into the top of a range of premium and been pushing down. And we're at the bottom of the range of discount. Even if this market wants to go down, it may go up first before going down and doing something like this. Okay. So we're watching it and seeing whether or not it just is going to push down, grab some liquidity first, and then go. I'm going to give this another couple minutes, guys. So I do have to go and see whether or not this market's going to start pushing above here. But what I would say is you can look at this GBP USD, which I am bearish on. Like I said, I already took a trade from up into these levels all the way down here. This now is the retracement, closing the imbalance, which is an hour imbalance. Okay. And it's already closed up the 15-minute imbalance, but there's an hour area here. So what we'll be waiting for is on a smaller time frame. It's not going to show on our 5-minute, unfortunately, but on a 1 minute time frame, it may be able to show. On a 1 minute, it may be able to show. It may be able to show some structure to allow us, to make some decisions up as and when it maybe taps into this area here and starts to turn around. Okay. So I'm going to pop a little alert in here. And it's nothing that we didn't account for, plan for. We identified that imbalance. We said there was a concern that the market's going to retrace back within the next hour. All right, that hour hit. As soon as that hour, even before that hour hit, market started to creep back up into those levels. Okay, so if you're looking at getting into a sell for this, it would be after seeing some kind of indication, correction, continuation from this level. That hopefully this market's going to go and start pushing down, breaking more structure, and getting even more bearish. Okay. Even more bearish. All right, guys, I don't want to get into too much because you know me, I'll get carried away and get stuck on stupid on something and I'll be late. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly play something before I have to vacate. I'm going to play some information in regards to how to build wealth from my sister that's talking on a podcast. If you'd like to watch it, that'd be absolutely fantastic. If not, guys, I'm going to wish you an absolutely fantastic.
Okay.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
You're free at 1.
I won't be at 1 because I'll still be out. But as soon as I get back to the office, I can give you a message and see if you're available.
All right, cool.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's sound.
I know you got, and I know how your days are, and it's like our days are clashing. But so we're either going to do it in the evening or when I get back. If we ever can steal a little moment, then we'll do it. Yeah, but I'm here for it.
Cool, man. You got that paperwork as well, yeah?
I have, and I did have a look through it. All right.
Yeah, that's blessed, man.
Yeah, wicked. Guys, absolutely fantastic having your time this morning. I know it was a short session, but unfortunately I've got to fly out. But I will let this play for a little while in regards to building wealth and see what the sister's saying. But have an absolutely amazing day, guys. Bye-bye.
Owners rather than just consumers, rather than spending on a company, own the company. We're not here to just pay British Gas, we're not here to just play Zara. But again, it's that principle of if you don't know where you're starting, how can you set goals about where you're going? Looking at your net worth, being brave, looking at that number. It might not be good now, but in the future, where do you want it to be? If you get into that habit of paying yourself first, putting some money aside for yourself, that will last you for a lifetime. There's not a person in the world mistake. Ultimately, you make a decision with the knowledge that you have at the time. Forgive yourself. Don't beat yourself up. There's no point, because a lot of us have never been taught. It's just not one of those things that's accessible to people. If you grow up in a household like mine whereby it wasn't really discussed, like, where do we learn these things from? It's billions of pounds that women are missing out on, and those who are from Black, Asian backgrounds. And that's money not going into pensions. It's money that we don't have disposable income for now. There will be some women who, they have a baby, they want to take time out and that's what they want to focus on, and they should be able to do that, and they shouldn't be criticized for doing that. At the same time, there might be a woman who just wants to work. That shouldn't be criticized either. We need to be investing in assets. Assets are things that you can actually pass on to others. Liabilities you can't. If I hadn't have started to use money in a way that like valued myself, I wouldn't be here.
You're not defined by where you come from.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big message that I always want to tell people. Like
you have to be able to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
When you grow up in ends, you don't realize it when you're confident, but you have an audacity to do things that ordinarily most people wouldn't